Hello, friends. Let us start now yesterday's question discussion. We will now see what was the question yesterday and what can be the model answer for that. We will first discuss that and then we will arrive at as the model answer. Now, the question, if you remember, was from sociopolitical philosophy. The question is, can justice be ensured without distributive mechanisms like welfare schemes? Now, as I told yesterday also, first we have to generally explain and then we'll try to bring the Indian context in this question because socio-political philosophy questions are usually Indian context related questions. We will, of course, try to quote various philosophers, various theories. We'll try to give some government schemes, various constitutional articles, and also some Supreme Court cases which are relevant here. Then we'll try to finally conclude. We will also try to critically evaluate the whole thing. We will also see what are the critiques of the idea which we are trying to uh, give the exposition of. So now let us start. Can justice exist where opportunity is inherited, not earned? Now, this is a very catchy start. And as I keep on telling, since last 4 or 5 questions and in a few other questions in subsequent days also, I will be giving this kind of just beginning and end also so that you can understand and at least try to use that engaging beginning and end in your answers when you write in actual exam. So can justice exist where opportunity is inherited, not earned? So usually the answer will be no, because that is not justice. But then here, let us see now. In a society like India, structured by caste, class, and historical exclusions, justice without distributive mechanisms like welfare schemes is not just incomplete, it is structurally unjust. So this is how we are starting. First para, if you see, it's not only introduction, but it also brings out the flavor of our whole answer basically, because our whole answer now subsequent paras also will be tuned to what has been written in first paragraph. And accordingly, it should be because the introduction should not be some historic thing or something we should tell. I mean, introduction also needs to be to the point and also connected with subsequent para. So here, I mean, that has been done. So you should understand while writing or practicing answers or writing actual exam also. Now we'll go to next para. John Rawls, in a theory of justice, it is his book. John Rawls, you know, is a very important philosopher and ethical thinker, argued that inequalities are permissible only if they benefit the least advantaged. So this is what his philosophy is. This is what his ethics is. He has given the difference principle. Difference principle means difference policies or different schemes can be put if they benefit least advantaged in the society. This resonates the Article 38.2 of the Constitution, of the Indian Constitution, which mandates the state to minimize inequalities in income, facilities, and opportunities. So this is Indian Constitution article we are quoting, 38.2, which says that state has to minimize inequalities in income, facilities, and opportunities. So this is very significant article. Now schemes like Manrega, Ayushman Bharat, and National Food Security, you can name some other schemes also, aim at or aim to translate these ideals into concrete entitlements. Then we are quoting another philosopher, Amar Sen's capability approach emphasizes that justice requires expanding people's real freedoms, not just formal equality. Because Amar Sen's capability approach says that you have to improve upon the capability of the individual or group, and it can be done by education, by health, by training, technical training, etc. So that's what these schemes and these kind of interventions they are doing that. But there are critiques also. Critics offer counterpoints. And one important critic is Robert Nozick. He is in book Anarchy, State and Utopia. He says he has rejected basically redistributive justice, insisting on entitlement theory. and the inviolability of individual property rights. So this is what his theory is, Robert Nozick. He opposing this distributive justice. In India, public discourse often highlights issues like corruption, inefficiency, and political misuse of welfare schemes. This is also a kind of criticism which has been done in India, warning against a culture of dependency and vote bank populism. So all this is again criticism of various welfare schemes, which has been time and again raised in Indian context by various Indian political leaders, various groups, various thinkers also. Nonetheless, market justice presumes equal starting points. Now, if there are no schemes, no welfare schemes, what should be ideal thing? Market justice means that, because then the forces of demand and supply will control everything, and but that presumes equal starting points. If everybody in the society is at equal level or equality is there to that extent, then yes, market forces will operate and justice may prevail. But in India's socio-historic, but in India's socio-historical realities refute that. Refute that what? That there are no equal starting points here. Therefore, market justice is not possible here. Therefore, for justice, definitely welfare schemes are required. Distributive justice is required. Again, we are quoting B.R. Ambedkar. B.R. Ambedkar argued that political democracy without social and economic democracy is hollow. This is a very important point. Supreme Court, in various cases also, which we are going to list, has basically elaborated Article 21 and tried to include a few other things also in Article 21, expanded the interpretation of Article 21 of Constitution. For example, the cases like Olga Telis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation, Unni Krishnan versus State of AP, and Mohini Jain versus State of Karnataka. Supreme Court has expanded Article 21 to include rights of shelter, education, and livelihood, affirming the state's distributive obligation. So Supreme Court is also supporting that through these judgments. In conclusion, justice without redistribution is a constitutional contradiction as far as India is concerned. Welfare mechanisms are not merely policy tools, they are instruments of democratic transformation. In India, they bridge the gap between equality on paper and equality in practice. This is again very important term we are using, equality on paper and equality in practice, turning justice from abstract promise into a lived and shared reality. So again, as I told, beginning, very catchy or very engaging beginning we are giving, and then end also, if you see, it's quite engaging. And I mean, end also, a conclusion also basically sums up your whole answer. In fact, all paras, whatever you have written is summed up here. And then proper referencing is there. We have quoted various schemes. We have quoted constitutional provisions. We have quoted Supreme Court cases. We have quoted various philosophers and their ideology, which support. We have also included balanced criticism of what the distributive schemes are there. So this question, I mean, model answer, I mean, we complete here. Now let us see what will be the question we will be taking tomorrow. And as you know, we will be taking a question from Western philosophy. So now let us see what will be the question. Evaluate the cogito argument. Does it escape circularity? You may be remembering that we are basically first we dealt with Plato and Aristotle, and now we are dealing with the chapter of rationalism. That is Descartes, Spinoza, and Leibniz. So for next few days, the questions, most of the questions will be from Descartes, Spinoza, and Leibniz. So accordingly, this is Descartes' question. Evaluate the cogito argument. Does it escape circularity? So this question we will be taking up tomorrow for discussion and answering. I am repeatedly telling, if you want me to take some other question which you feel that is quite important and I should touch that or I should discuss that here in this forum, please write in comment box or mail to me. I will definitely take up in next few days. Thanks a lot for watching today's video. Tomorrow again we will meet with the question from Western philosophy. Thank you one and all.